Okay, you saw this video correctly. I almost quit ecom 3 different times. Today, I'm literally going to show you the 7 biggest lessons, and this is coming from myself, who has done 7 figures on Shopify. I've ran 50 plus stores. Now, most of those stores were not profitable, do not get me wrong, but I'm pretty well connected in the space and I've learned a lot of things. You haven't gotten your first sale, or whether you're at 6 figures or 7 figures a month, I think there's something to pull from this video for everyone. Number 1 of 7, your journey is yours. Stop comparing yourself to other people. This is something that took me years to learn because I was struggling to hit my first 1K day, and there's people that have been in e-commerce way shorter time span than me, and they're blowing past me. These guys are doing 10K a day, 20K a day, 30K a day, and I'm thinking, what am I doing differently than these people? I was so hard on myself. But the reality is, they weren't doing anything different than me. They just got lucky. So when I say stop comparing yourself to other people, understand that you are on your own journey. Comparison is the thief of joy. You'll always be wanting more if you compare yourself to these people. Now, don't get me wrong, be inspired by others, but stop with the comparison thing, right? Because you don't know how they got there. Maybe they got lucky, but maybe you're actually developing skills and you're better at ecom than them. That was something that was very hard for me because I knew I had a lot of knowledge in ecom, and I knew more than some people hitting, early on in my career. Like I see people hitting a 6-figure month and I've done 30K for the month. And I'm like, wait, this doesn't make sense, right? But understand that some people do get lucky. You don't want to be the person that gets lucky. You want to be the person that builds brick by brick, understands every single facet of the business, and you create your own luck. That's super important. Number 2, understand that e-commerce is very, very hard. People don't tell you this because they're selling you a dream. This is called the dream state method. So they fly on the jets and they go on all these vacations to act like e-commerce is easy, typically because they're trying to sell you something, right? But understand that you need to stop consuming this dream and this false reality. These people, you see the 30K per day screenshot, how frequently does that come? They only post their best day, but they don't post when they have a problem with inventory or their ad account goes down, or they have days in the red. Guys, not every person has profitable days every single day, trust me, but they're not going to show you the days they aren't profitable. So understand that e-commerce is very, very hard. You're struggling, but the 6-figure guys are struggling, the 7-figure guys are struggling, the 8-figure guys are struggling. Trust me, everyone is eating shit and putting out fires every single day. You can't lose if you don't stop. That's the biggest thing. 99.999% of people watching this video are going to test 2 or 3 or 4 stores, and then they're going to give up. For me, I was going to test 50 stores until I had one that hit. Focus on developing the skills. Now, I'm going to get into the whole Calidata thing right now. So a lot of people rip Calidata products. So they take a winning product from Calidata, they rip the ads, they take the product photos, they throw it on Meta, and it might hit. But have you developed any skills? Number 1, you took someone else's video. Although it's maybe a winning ad, you have no clue how it's a winning ad or why it's a winning ad. Number 2, you don't own the product photos. You don't own the intellectual property. You just don't know why it works in general. So understand that although e-commerce is very, very hard, it gets easy when you make it easier on yourself. Don't count on luck, count on skills, build a foundation, and start to understand why things work. If they're working, why is it working? And once you do this and you understand e-com and every single facet of it, you can be a very good operator, number 1. So now I have a team, right? But I'm able to operate this team well because I was the editor at one point. I was the guy doing emails at one point. And this helps. So understand it's hard, but you need to make it easier on yourself down the road by eating shit for 2 or 3 years and being the guy in the trenches that is creating their luck and not getting lucky. Number 3, you serve your customer. They do not serve you. This is so damn important. What I do now in my brands is I focus on my customer before anything. What products do they want? How can I make existing products that they're buying better? I am obsessed with satisfying my customers. And this is how my mindset has changed, because all these dropshippers, they put their customer last because they're thinking short term. They're thinking, how can I maximize profitability? Well, I made 300 in profit today, so if I refund this customer, I only make 250. That's what everyone's doing, all these dropshippers, right? If you have the short-term mindset, you're going to have short-term results. You're not going to build a sustainable business with a community and something that you can exit. The second that you hear each ka-ching, each Shopify notification, understand that there is a customer behind that notification and there are touch points in their journey. What's the first email they get right after? Post-purchase emails? Are there thank you flows set up? How quickly are they getting the product? Did you tell them you have 6 to 10 day shipping, but it really takes 15 or 18 days? That's a problem. When the product comes in, what do they see? What is the experience? Is it a poly mailer? Do they get this cool custom box with tinsel paper and a thank you note, right? These little things, the thank you note, the custom packaging, the transparency. These are things that I incorporate, and these are things that 7 and 8 figure brands are focusing on. And it doesn't end the second they get the package. That's where dropshippers mess up, is they're thinking, oh, package delivered, boom, done, see you later, customer. But what the big brands are doing and the top guys, they want each customer to buy two times or 3 times. And you don't have to have a consumable product to do this. I've seen people with 25, 30% plus returning customer rate on one-time purchase products. It's all about customer experience. The better your product is and the experience is, people are going to come back. So focus on serving your customers. The second you do that, you will start building 6-figure, 7-figure brands. It's very, very important. A great example of this is Josh Snow. He owns Snow Teeth Whitening, and he is obsessed with his customers. I'm talking, this is a 9-figure brand, guys, and he literally calls his customers to date and asks them, hey, what products do you want? What can I make for you? Or how can I improve this certain thing? That's why he has a 9-figure brand, guys. This guy's calling his customers. I guarantee no one watching this video calls their customers because they're embarrassed. They know there's a bottleneck. Whether the product that they're selling is bad, they're not getting it quick enough. If you're scared to call your customers because you know something's wrong on the back end and you're not proud to represent your brand or product, there's your problem in and of itself right there. Number 4, the second that you stop learning, you start dying. You need to be the smallest person in the room. You provide an absurd amount of value to someone that is in the shoes that you want to be in. You can find guys at a higher level or get in groups or find people that you know maybe that do e-commerce and at a higher level. Provide value for them. Just say, hey, I'll make you 30 ad creatives. Like, let me just, get a little feel for like your processes or how you're doing this or this. My goal is like, I want to be in a room with only 7, 8-figure e-commerce guys, right? And if I want to get to that 8-figure point, I need to just pay an 8-figure guy who's already there and who has already learned lessons beyond this and is where I want to be. I like this quote right here. Do not reinvent the wheel when someone has already built the car. You can literally just pay someone who's already built the car instead of reinventing the wheel. This is very important. And I personally spent $20,000 this year on mentorship alone because I want to be growing. Number 5, compounding growth is the ultimate unfair advantage. And I mean ultimate. I'm obsessed with just compounding anything. In the investment world, you have compounding interest. Everyone knows that if you're 20 years old and you put $500 a month in the index fund or S&P 500, when you're 60 years old, you're going to be a millionaire. That's the principle of compounding interest. But understand that compounding interest isn't the only compounding principle in general. Your skills also compound. Let's put it this way. Like I mentioned, almost wanted to quit ecom 2 years in. If I would have quit, what would I have done? I would have gone and started an SMMA and then started from scratch and been at 0. Instead, I had this compounding momentum and I realized I'm already 2 years in. I've already done, 6 figures it was in sales or a couple thousand orders, but it's only going to get better over time. So the moment that you respect and take advantage of compounding effect in your knowledge and in your skills in ecom, you will make it to the top. I'm playing literally like the 10, 15, 20, 30 year game in ecom. And I know that 30 years in, no one's going to be able to compete with me because I'm going to have so much compounding knowledge, it will make it very hard. I want to make an example here. Think about lawyers and doctors. Lawyers and doctors make the most money when they're 50, 55, 60. Why is this? They have the most compounding experience and knowledge at that age. They've become a veteran in the space, and that's why they get paid so much. I said this in another one of my videos. You are compensated in relation to the unique value that you provide. The more value you provide, the more money you will make. It's the same principle with compounding skill sets. The more you try something time and time and time again, it will get better and better and better. Think about AJ Patel. This is my favorite guy. I've never met the guy. He doesn't post much, and I can't find much about him, but look at this portfolio of brands and this compounding skill set. In 2014, he started 3 brands. One of them was called Smooth Viking. He exited after 7 figures generated. Zenwise, that was his second brand. They also exited. His third brand was called Zesty Paws that he also created that year. I will get to this one later. In 2018, he started a brand called High Key Snack Co. And in 2021, he sold Zesty Paws, the third brand that he started in 2014, for $610 million. That is a life-changing exit, obviously, but his skill set began to like create this snowballing effect where his brand's just, every brand's better than the next, and understand that will happen if you stick with it. And then in 2022, he started advising, because who wouldn't want this guy as an investor and on their team? He then got an investment in Bloom Nutrition. That's like a Target retail play, and also Dose, also a retail play. Those are both have to be 8-figure brands. He just started another pet supplement brand. Like, these are the guys that you're competing with. He's been in the space since 2014. It's been a decade. This guy's done like absurd numbers. His future brands are going to be better than his last ones because he understands the key, and that's sticking in one craft and doing it for a very, very long time and being okay with eating shit for a very, very long time. Number 6, you don't have to rely solely on Meta. The moment that you start using Meta to build an acquisition ecosystem is the moment you start winning, right? And what do I mean by that? An acquisition ecosystem is something that you build around Meta. You know, if you're super profitable on Meta, great. But if you're not, that traffic from Meta then feeds into Google. It feeds into Amazon. People then that saw your ad on Meta, they see another ad on Snapchat or Pinterest or TikTok, right? Create an ecosystem. When I started prioritizing ecosystems and being on multiple channels, I'm talking 6+ channels, is the moment I could actually be confident in doing ecom full time, because my results were far more consistent. I was diversifying risk and I was reaping the fruits everywhere. Why wouldn't you want to do that? With Meta, right? Like, that unlocks the door to build a lot of awareness around your brand, and then you can potentially have retail plays down the road. And people love to buy brands that are diversified amongst multiple channels. They want to buy brands with ideally consumable products, or a very good hero product with complementary consumable products. Understand that, like, there's people doing huge numbers and they're not even running Meta. Number 7, dig where others are not digging. This is the biggest breakthrough for me. Look for problems and not products. Everyone's looking on Calidata. They're all looking in the same place. I was in the ad library the other day and I saw this, like, clearly a TikTok shop Calidata RIP product. And all those profiles, they all look the same. They're like these TikTok, like, shrine theme, super broad, like, you know the store when you see one. And I said, okay, I'm gonna look this product up. I look it up. I see literally 8 competitors also launched that day in the Facebook ad library. They're all ripping the same ads and they're like, oh, why isn't this working? No shit, it's not working. You're doing the same thing everyone else is doing. Dig where others aren't digging. Do product research where other people are not doing. One great way to do this, instead of finding a product, find a problem on Reddit or in Amazon reviews and create a product around that. Understand geographic arbitrage. If there's a product that's crushing it in one market, bring it into another market. This is another great way to win. And then the last thing is product research. This is super fun. And guys, let me know if you want this video. First, just like this video and then comment. I'm thinking about doing a video where I literally found a product in Trader Joe's. Like, I do product research in Trader Joe's. I'm not joking. And I'm going to take this product and build a brand with it. And I want to film the whole thing, from the product to why I have conviction on it, to maybe going and seeing the supplier, to then creating the inventory, showing the packaging design, how we bring it to market. I want to do a whole documentary on it. So if you want that, just comment, like, do the brand documentary or something. But guys, like, I do product research in Trader Joe's. I'm not joking. There are banger 10 out of 10 products with insane wow factor, super untapped in Trader Joe's. I'm not looking on Calidata like everyone else. So that is it. Those are the 7 biggest learnings and lessons to date. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like the video, comment if you want that brand documentary, and have a good day.